First blood is the challenge. It's to kill an enemy in the first 13 seconds, and that time is gone. But Dosia does get an opening, and so does Legia alongside it. They're scaling into this A bomb site great with these entries, and around those smokes they can find nothing. Acor just down, dwindling down those numbers to just 3 players, and Acor's a real threat. He's even spamming Dosia through the cracks inside of the A bomb site, so Refresh was thrust into a 1-on-3 before he knew it.
She may go unchecked again. Molly is designated to a different target, but Legia watching out for the angle, anticipating that peak was about to come into fruition. Loba up close to the MP9, has Letney to help him out as well, gets aggressive through that smoke. Double spray down for Loba, steals the AK in pieces out of there as well. Beautiful round from the captain. You have to just press forward and hope that you can run through the wall of CTs. Get out the sledgehammer. And so far, they're on the receiving end of the battering. Blunt force trauma to all of Dosia's teammates. And now he is the last man alive, but for how long? Of Legia now down to 7. Acor in hot pursuit. We know he likes to get aggressive. They would have heard that, but Dosia's not fast enough. And Acor hits and runs. The bomb's been spilled out onto the rock.
Yeah, just trapped into the drop room as well. And while you could have tried to escape, Kassad's left to his own devices. A 1-on-4 now brought down to 3, and Kassad's making a hell of a meal of it. Couple kills, bomb dropped outside the connector from the doors, and right in front of that rock, they're giving him a lot of space. Henry and Letney once again trying to link up to find a successful retake, but given the amount of respect, Kassad can get a free plant here, and it's all about whether he can reposition afterwards or whether they'll even allow it. Oh, another kill for Kassad. A 1-on-1 against Henry. And this is talent versus talent, but Kassad seems to have the edge. It's headshots galore here for Kassad and a 1-on-4.
Herculean effort. It's not something that you can really grind out, round in, round out, but that is going to help. Victoria just holds W, gets the frag. There is a molly kill in amongst all of that chaos, and Henry G boosted up once again. We've seen him play this position against Nade King a few times. He's about to get peeked from the side, and Refresh with the Tech 9 goes in. Now it's down to Loba. Spray on point, and he will hold the line for a 7-1 lead. And he's already bypassed so many angles here. This could definitely catch them off guard, especially now that Henry's picked up one, suddenly realizing that Refresh is in the grass and shows his head.
No trap behind smokes at the minute, so it's all about whether or not they can use the dispersal of that smoke to actually instigate this play or not. They've got a flank as well kind of established there from Lobo, but he's slow to activate, and Cat has got the first kill onto Victoria, so that may accelerate the pace here.
Refresh now hiding around the side. Kassad finishes off the weakened Letney, the other pro on the team, Victoria. They tag him through the double doors.
It almost feels like they don't come because the money is good enough. This would be a great chance to do so, but Acor's already kicked off the affair. Small little one-way around that smoke, over the top of it. Extra elevation plays in dividends, and Loba had a one-way himself in a drop room, but nobody will come his direction. Cat boosted up, and the flashes are great, so Cat set up for a secondary kill. Loba snatched one out from under her, but Cat standing her ground fantastically, and a 1-on-5 for Dosia that ultimately nets him with 0 kills extra.
Probably that makes a lot more sense. With not much weaponry, they have made it work. They've slowed this round down. Loba's definitely mixed it up with the aggression through mid. Now they're slowing it, getting that flank around the back, and it's yielded so much success. Even though Dosia did hit a second wind, it will still be Loba leading come the second half with 3 rounds to his name in addition at 9-6.
Loba silent dropped all the way down. That's one of the changes that came through to this map, is that you can actually silent drop using those barrels and the way that you jump up. Loba's the one that's standing ground on this B bomb site that's completely open, and he gets 2 kills. Legia finally getting a grasp back on B, but 3 players still are still running to meet him over on this site.
Legia hiding in the chicken coop for the time being, though. Will he get dealt with? He needs to be plucked out. And Henry's the man for the job. Cat also gets a molly kill onto Victoria, who wasn't that low HP. And the Julies may rip round the corner from Refresh, but Henry...
Team Dosia are heating up. It took them a little bit to warm up into this game, but they've had a real resurgence, and you can see why. Plays like this are fantastic. Refresh, facilitated by the flash of Dosia, the double kill, but Loba's taking a lot of ground over towards A and can cut off rotates. Yeah, Victoria had no clue that was going to happen, but Kassad's there to sweep up the early pickings. Loba tried to escape best he could and play positions, but Henry and Acor are left in the dust. They had no space on A.
Are we witnessing a collapse here? Is this Loba ship about to capsize entirely? Dosia really picking things up with his teammates. Refresh in particular, though, has had a real turn of fortune. He had a rough start to the game. Legia with an execution frag on Henry. Couldn't miss from that angle. And now it's down to Acor, 1-3. First body hits the deck. Jump peak, spots the second. Frags out the second player, but it's a great cost to his HP bar. Down to 26 now, and no idea as to where Legia is. Was last spotted in mid. He has the right idea, but it could just come down to timing. Spots Legia, but the low HP works against him.
Masterful move there from Legia, getting up on top of the drop after the Molotov fades, and Loba thinks it's all clear. Dosia will sweep up another kill. This is all falling to pieces. Just as soon as they take the lead right back, it looks like they might tie up again here, Team Dosia. Flash is good, Victoria blinded, and so the AWP does nothing, but the boost for Refresh is a great position to be in. Acor not going to be anticipating that with that AWP, but rerouting, oh my goodness, fast flick there from Acor. 1-on-3 now as Bomb on back. He certainly has time to play around with, but that smoke is only going to give him so much coverage, and he's going to pluck out Kassad as well. Dosia, all that experience, major win might just be coming to fruition, and Dosia will do it himself. B-play, it's going to be flash over, and Victoria once again blinded by it. Okay, so it's getting a little chaotic. Yeah, there's a TK in the mix there from Loba, and Acor does find a kill with the AWP, but Henry didn't know where Refresh was, didn't have full confirmation on it, and trying to get some information on the A play as well, but Loba are bursting out, and Refresh is ready for it. Doesn't get hit by any of these flashes, and was ready for the secondary fight, but no one's there to trade alongside him, so Refresh and Legia have to stand tall.
In comes Cat, though. Smokes down, flashes to the top as well. Over. Going to affect these CTs. Refresh playing just around the outskirts of the statue. First kill in, and a second as well. The transfer onto the head of Henry was pristine, and now Letney may get one, but it's at cost of 40 HP. And more importantly than the hit points, his position is now compromised. And he's about to get found and sliced and diced by Dosia. Could this be like the miracle turnaround here, Yumi? Because if they win this game, they could still qualify. They could still end top 4. Yeah. Acor, though, will dispatch of Dosia and give the advantage to Team Loba.
Taking space is Acor, and the flashes are great. Legia gets out, but he's blinded himself, so he can't see a damn thing. It's free pickings for Acor in the end, and another kill from Acor. He's taking this round in his own hands. 3 kills so far in the entries, and Loba and Henry, it's like synchronized decapitation around the map. And permeating the B-bomb side is Loba once again. He is a master of the drop room, and nobody has information on this whatsoever. Lenny's trying to play sound cues, but Loba's crept out without making a single step, and it's more headshots. Acor took over last round. Now it's the team captain to try and take charge. Cat even dealing with the long aggression. See, Lenny is very conscious of the close angle that Dosia is holding, and he'll still swing out for it, doing significant damage, but had backup at distance. Henry was there to support and trade if needed.
Going to maintain the 3 plays. Gambled over as a great placed Molotov will afford the luxury of taking Victoria down, and it seems like we are going to go the distance. Refresh and a Deagle, the last stand of defense over on the B side. Not going to be able to deny the bomb plant. He's forced out into the open. The Deagle lands. There's 2 Deagles from Refresh and a third as well. He's given Kassad a chance.
No kits on his way, and has a Mag 7 to try deal damage. Cat's up close, and Acor doesn't even let him get around that corner.
Good early utility, weakening a couple of T's, but Refresh has caught himself a stray bullet and finished off by Acor. But Victoria is there to make sure that Refresh's life is not in vain. Another spray down onto Chicken Coop. Victoria claiming a second kill will finally come to an abrupt end, but it's done so much damage in the process. Dosia catching Letney completely unawares, down into a 2-on-2, and now Cat on 24 HP. Has to try and bodyguard Henry G, who has gone in for the full-on plant. They're both hiding, though, around corners. Both have scope weapons. Dosia with the AUG. Kassad with the sniper rifle. Out in the open, this Cat gets finished off, and now it's down to Henry. There's 1 kill. They know each other's position. HP favoring Henry, and the spray's on point, as he will take first blood in OT. Nades have been tossed out. Flash up and over from Kassad, trying to stymie and stall that push. So many smokes to hide in, and Acor gets the better of Legia. Victoria now has to reposition up into the tower, and meanwhile Kassad putting that P250 up close to use. A low Cat still alive. able to get the plant down. Victoria unable to connect any of the dots with the AWP, and is on the receiving end of Acors, leaving Refresh in a 1-on-3. The Refresh in the first and second half was an absolute monster, but he will not continue that form. Victoria head-to-head with Loba in amongst the smoke. Doesn't realize it though and walks past him. Now they're going to find each other again, but Victoria comes out ahead. Problem being the Cat was still there, had line of sight, and will make sure that the kill is returned fire on. Refresh now has a really good angle to use, but he gets swept in from Henry. Just spins around and removes his head.
Can't miss opportunities like that. Legia will try and sit behind the smoke and wait for it to fade. Flash around the corner as well. Legia actually blinded up by that flash. Smoke will fade soon enough. And Henry's none the wiser. They should be watching out for this on the high ground. But no, Letney lets his guard down, and so Henry suffers for it. 1-on-2 now presented for Letney after the trade. Gets the bomb on his back, and now finding the ISO duel onto Kassad. Escaping towards long. That's perfect. Dosia has no angle to cut him off. Or rather, the wheelbarrow not going to have enough of a gap, and Dosia none the wiser. Letney's close.
Letney moving into that murder hole as well. Dosia surely going to die. He's got his back. Letney takes the head off.
Not even going to connect on either of them. Nade from Dosia is pretty solid. He's proficient with nades, one would expect, but not expecting a secondary player. Cat there for a quick trade, so still maintaining that man advantage is Team Loba.
And calling to the rest of his teammates that it has to be a platform hit. This should be the last play of this match. They faked out the shot, Letney misses, but it doesn't really matter because now Loba shows his hand as he snatches the life out of two of them. The last player will be refreshed, but not for much longer.